Hi Cancers, welcome back to my channel. We're going to do your love reading for the month of February. So I went ahead and pulled pretty much all your cards for the month of February to see what's going on so I can meditate on the base readings. And then we're going to go in and clarify. As you know, I go ahead and clarify each card. Now, I found some of your cards very, very interesting as I laid them out, but first and foremost, I want to talk about this guy over here. This is your overall influence for the month of February, which is the Page of Pentacles. So a few things here. This talks about newness, establishing something new, whether it's a relationship or getting yourself out there if you're single. Or maybe you broke up with somebody and you reconciled and you're starting to start over, or you're just basically putting yourself out there and you just started dating. Whatever it is, the whole entire influence for the month of February is talking about something that's new, but also substantial, something in the 3D realm, something that also may have, piqued your interest in a specific person and or individual. Now, going into the beginning of the month, you have the Hangman. Now, this is why I thought your reading was incredibly interesting, because we have a few scenarios going on. Either you're in a relationship where you feel stagnated, where you feel that the relationship is stuck, it's not moving forward, it's not going anywhere. You don't know if you're a herd shit or get off the pot type of relationship, or if you feel like this is your forever person, you're considering every option on the table because you don't know what type of relationship this really is. Also, this just talks about somebody in your life that you're just slightly confused of. You don't know if they're manipulating you or the situation in hand or what have you. If you're single, it just says that you feel like your life isn't really moving forward or just anywhere in general. And the reason could probably be is because the next card is the Three of Swords. This is why I think your reading is so interesting, because the rest of the cards are pretty positive except for this one nasty guy. So either you recently broke up, or you're thinking about breaking up, or you're thinking about ending a relationship if you're already with somebody, because the Page of Pentacles can also sometimes talk about loyalty. But it also talks about stagnation, which is why you also got this guy right here, the Hangman. So maybe you just feel like you're stuck with somebody because you were with them for so long, or you just feel out of loyalty, or for whatever reason you need to be with them, and you're afraid to break their heart, or you recently suffered a serious amount of heartache. And if you're single, same for you single folk, maybe you recently had suffered some serious heartache, or the process of putting yourself out there and putting yourself in the dating world is so painful. It's causing you serious grief, because moving forward we have the Empress, which talks about newness, fertility, giving birth, being pregnant, getting pregnant, talking about having children. If you're single, this very much says the world is your oyster right about now. February is your month. It is your lucky month, especially for all the water signs, because Venus is in Pisces right now. You guys are in super lucky love mode. So even if you're in a tricky situation or a messy situation, overall, I just see things clearing themselves out. As you can see, my throat chakra is closing, so there's a level of messages that are being conveyed that are pretty much legit by your angels. So if you're definitely single, definitely go out there, because you are more or less likely to meet your next individual person. Because going into the latter half of the month, you have the Three of Wands. And this talks about planning your future, watching your ships come in, something finally arriving in your life. Like, finally. Or if you are in a relationship, this talks about do-over, reconciliation, starting new, starting fresh, considering clearing the slate, pretty much, and starting something fresh and new, taking a risk, being with somebody. And then moving on, you have the Chariot, which is very much your card, your energy, the Cancer card. So Cancers, not only are you moving forward, but you're considering all the pros and cons that are going on in a current relationship in your life, the positive and the negative, but you're still moving on. Now, here's the one warning I want to give you. Keep your emotions in check. Realize where the borders are. Go up to that level and do not go beyond. By keeping your emotions in check and putting it in a level of clarity cerebrally, I want to say, you're going to understand the reality and the temperature of the relationship that you're currently in. If you're single, someone's quickly coming in, like uber rapid. Now, the final card is, and this is why I say this for the single, because finally you've manifested a relationship that's arrived. Now, if you are coupled up or recently met somebody, this also talks about a level of magic in that relationship, that there is something magical to be salvaged in this relationship. So if you were thinking about breaking up with this person, or they were thinking about breaking up with you, there is a certain level of rekindling, putting magic back into that relationship or moving forward with this relationship, because the bottom half of these cards, taking a risk, starting new, moving forward, but trying to keep, our emotions in check and reality, and manifesting the future for a just cause outcome. Now, of course, we're going to go in and clarify everything, but what I want to do before I do that, I want to pull one extra card for February 14th, Cancers. What will happen to you on that day, on Valentine's Day? Just a little special extra something. So what's going to happen, universe, angels, and Team Cancer, for my Cancer clan, my little crabs, on the 14th? Thank you. Hello. Enter Gentleman, Earth sign, King of Pentacles, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. So either this is you, cross watcher, and you're wondering what your Cancer half is thinking, or this is the gentleman that you're involved with in your life. This is the person you want to rekindle relationship with, or single people, this is who's coming in. Either way, this individual will be very significant the day before, the day after, the day of, because time flows, ebbs and flows. It's fluid. But here's what you can expect on Valentine's Day. Ooh la la. Okay, let's go in and clarify. For my Cancer clan, my Cancer team, universe, angel, spirits, guides, please help me clarify the cards on the table for the month of February 2020. I'm going to throw this back in, but I'm just going to let you know. Restoring balance in a relationship. Or if you're single, this could be regarding the fact that you're finally going out there and meeting somebody, getting something substantial in your life. Because Pentacles are 3D level earth plane type of jam. Okay, so the Hangman. Please clarify for us the Hangman. Please either flip out or I take the top card. Universe and Spirit Guides for Team Cancer. Why is the Hangman here? Why is the... Thank you. Page of Wands. Receiving good news. Let me see what fell. You have the Six of Cups, but in reverse. So your family or your family friends are either getting involved or you're dealing with somebody from your childhood past. Point is, you're letting go of the past, which is a good thing, because you're trying, and this is the feeling I was getting on the table because of the Three of Wands being here, being the only card in the whole entire reading. And believe me, if this was a different card, this would be a completely different reading. But I really feel that there's a level of you dealing with a relationship, those that are already coupled up, that you're thinking about breaking up or divorcing or separating, or they are thinking about doing this, or this, you might have a temporary break in the month of February, but you're going to reconciliate, I believe. Whatever it is, this is good news regarding the past and forgetting the past and not letting the past mar you. Now, one more card fell on the floor. I'm going to go see what it is. The King of Swords, but he was in reverse. So maybe you were dealing with a total asshole. Forgive my French. Air sign. Aquarius. Who else do we have? That's air sign. Libra, Gemini. Yeah, those three dudes. But in the reverse, he was a total douche and was really cruel and just treated you cruelly. Or just, you almost felt like he had no heart. Either way, he was somebody that played a huge role in your past. And now you've been able to let that past go, because this is why you've been hung up. you've been hung up thinking about this dude from your past and what he might have done to you. But either way, you're about to receive good news. So let's move on along. Please, dear God, Lord, tell me why the Three of Swords is here. Please clarify this Three of Swords. Three of Swords, thank you. Yeah, you were burdened. You had a lot of responsibilities and you made a lot of sacrifices for naught. But guess what? Because it's let me grab it for you. The Nine of Rods, you're done. You're at the end of this because, then we have 10 and then boom, aces, new cycles. So this relationship, why you're thinking about either breaking up with this person is because they've put on too many responsibilities on your shoulders, or you had to sacrifice too much for this relationship, or they burdened you in some way, or the pain of a past broken relationship has burdened you so deeply that this is what has caused you to be in a stuck position. Now, for you single folk, you're burdening yourself regarding your past breakups, and that's what's affecting you from moving forward. Thankfully, this is in the beginning of the month. Your outcome changes from the middle of the month to the end. So, the Empress, because the Empress very much talks about new beginnings, starting over, starting fresh. Either you want to start a family, either you want to start a relationship, either you're single and you're putting yourself in the dating scene, someone's definitely coming. Because Empress is birthing something. It's definitely going to birth something new. The Empress. Why is the Empress here? Please clarify the Empress first. Please clarify for my Cancer Crabby Loos why the Empress is here. Thank you. The Star in reverse, which by the way is an Aquarius. So, your guy over here, this guy from the past or the current guy that you may be possibly dealing with is an Aquarius. For some reason or other, you feel there's no hope. That you're never going to meet anybody if you're single. That it's never going to work out for you. That this relationship is not, you don't see any possibility of an outcome. And you also got it with the Nine of Swords. So this really has you up at night thinking about it, stressed out. And you keep thinking how it's not going to work. Stop thinking that way, Cancer. Jesus, oh my God, Cancer. I never met a Cancer in my life that nobody ever wanted to hang out with you or didn't find you loving. I've never ever heard anyone or seen anyone put a Cancer in a negative light. Not in my lifetime. Honestly, I used to be married to a Cancer for 15 years and we divorced. And guess what? I still love the man. The guy was a beautiful soul. It just didn't work out. But, great human being. Same with all my Cancer girlfriends, Cancer guys. Never met a Cancer I didn't love. And most people, when I see them surrounded, they are usually the life of the party. So, I want you to remember something. Stop telling yourself there's no hope in anything. Maybe there's no hope in a situation, but guess what? You're smarter than the other person because you know what you want in your life. You know how to cut them out. This is why you got a sword here, because you're thinking. You're constantly thinking, but you're up at night thinking about it. And you're like, I want a new relationship. I want a new beginning. I want to meet a new soulmate. Stop thinking there's no hope. Stop thinking it's dead, because I don't see it yet. That's why I find that the Three of Swords here is so interesting. And then this is your overall influencing card. Newness. Starting over. Something fresh. Something new. Three of Wands. Same thing. Taking a risk and starting over. Three of Wands. Putting yourself out there if you're single. Let's see. Please, universe, angel, spirit guides, please clarify Three of Wands. Three of Wands. Please clarify Three of Wands. Please clarify my Three of Wands, please. Oh, take the top card. Yeah. Seven of Wands, but it came out in reverse. So you're telling yourself, fuck this, I'm done like defending this bullshit, this crap, whatever. I'm just gonna fuck it and go ahead. I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna drop these wands. I'm gonna drop all my defenses. I'm gonna put them down, and I'm gonna give this a shot. I'm gonna go forward. I'm gonna do this. So if you're single and you meet somebody, you're gonna take the risk and date them, and not put up a fight. If you've been fighting and in a relationship and you thought that the relationship was dead or it wasn't going anywhere, you're not going to put up a fight. You're going to take the risk and let it go forward. Let's see. The Chariot. Why is the Chariot here? Please clarify the Chariot. Chariot. Please clarify the Chariot for me. Right to the top card. Ten of Cups in reverse. So, like I said, you are weighing the pros and the cons, the positives and the negatives, and you're moving forward. Now, even the Ten of Cups in reverse is still a positive card because it just talks about, feeling fully happy and fulfilled in the family. So it just means it hasn't happened yet. So you're in the middle of charging ahead and moving forward. And like I said, you've got to keep your emotions balanced. And that's what cups are. They're all about feelings. They're all about emotions. So something is imbalanced in the family, but you're working towards it. You're going towards it to fix it. Now, if you are single, it just means this hasn't come to you yet because you're single, but you're moving forward. So you could turn this upright and have this. And the Magician, finally, what are we manifesting here? Why is the Magician here? Please clarify the Magician. The Magician always also talks about new beginnings, very much so, even if you're in a relationship or you're single. Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment. And for me, all the nines are individual based. So if it's a Nine of Cups or a Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, they all talk about you as an individual. How you think, how you feel, what you're receiving, the actions that you're taking. It's always about you, the individual, the nines, and you coming to the end of a cycle and finishing and completing whatever a situation is. So along with this, where I said it's manifesting, believe you me, you are going to be very content. And this is towards the end of February going into March. So we know time ebbs and flows and energies are fluid. Things are going to change in March. So, of course, we're going to welcome and see what goes on in March. So I'm going to quickly clarify the King of Pentacles. What's this dude doing in your face, in your life on the 14th? Is this somebody new? Or are you choosing between two people? Or are you trying to erase somebody from the past that was this air sign male and, enter in this King of Pentacles, who I believe for you, and I feel very strongly like a huge pull. Like I felt like a magnetic pull, and I felt it like right here from my heart up through my throat. And I just felt like I was being pulled to it, like I was being drawn, like a magnetic connection. Dear universe, angel, spirit, guides, and love, why is the King of Pentacles here? Why is the King of Pentacles? Please clarify this King of Pentacles. What's he doing here? What's in my King of Cancer? Well, the top card is Devil, and I really believe that's because he might be a Capricorn, not because I think there's anything toxic going on, because I really don't feel toxicity. You had the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So there was a third party situation and now they're gone. So it's just you and them. I don't know if you had an ex or they had an ex. They're out of the situation or the story. If you're single, that means that you're free to date, he's free to date, and it's moving forward, along with the Four of Swords, which tells me healing. But in a love reading, it tells me that there's something healing about this relationship, this gentleman, this force in your life. Or if you're single, you finally are healing from the past, or you have healed from this third party situation, whether it's current or your past energy. Only you know, because there's a million of you Cancers out there. And of course, please listen to your rising and or moon sign readings to either clarify or complement this reading, or maybe those readings were more or less meant to you because they're so heavily placed in your natal chart. Now, last and finally, you're going to click and or subscribe below. You're going to leave me a comment about Valentine's Day and tell me what happens. And then I'm going to pull one angel card from Doreen Virtue of the Romance Oracle cards, so we could see what messages Archangel Michael, Raphael, and Samuel have for you guys. Cancer, thank you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So worth waiting for. I could just see it from here. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So the universe is definitely, think of it like this, like a pinwheel, right? And say you're on the outer skirts of the pinwheel before you get to the target center. The pinwheel itself is the journey that you're on. So the universe puts people in places in front of you as you go through the pinwheel for you to arrive to the dead center. But along your path, along your journey, you're learning lessons. Or people are coming in and they're dividing you because you have free will. Let's not forget that. So if you want to repeat a toxic relationship, that's on the table. You want to erase that and start fresh, that's on the table. You're single to mingle, also on the table. But whatever's going on right about now, because the very last card that we have, the Magician, it's worth waiting for. Your soulmate's coming. There's no doubt about it. So all the crap that you've been through, all your trials and tribulations, believe me when I tell you, it was worth it. All of it. So, Cancers, I hope you liked your reading. And until then, come back in March and let's see how this all turns out or plays out. Until then, bye, Cancers.